The Red on the Rainbow is a theatre production that follows the aftermath of the death of a young man at the hands of a farmer's son and his friends. Written and directed by Vice Mothabi, this play seeks to pay homage to the slain 16-year-old teenager Mahlomola Mosweu back in 2017.
Loosely based on the death of Mahlomola Mosweu in Coligny around 2017. That's the boy who was murdered for allegedly stealing sunflowers. So yeah, we riff off that story. Ours it tries to capture a little more than just the idea of the event of the death itself. We follow through with what happens to the mother after that, what the sense of loss inspires in her, I suppose. You know, I thought a lot about when I saw the real mother in a documentary, how deep her silence seemed to be, how shattered she seemed to be, how powerless she also seemed to be, that there was no outlet, that there was no justice, but there's nothing that she could do about it.
Exploring themes of racial discrimination and injustice, the play centers on recognizing the humanity of black people in South Africa since 1994.
In this play, I attempt to work from that place of powerlessness towards a place of potential resistance, if you like, you know, how we can transcend some level of pain through agency, through a sense of willingness to act against what holds us back. So that is explored in some way in the play through the mother's quest for justice after her son dies.
This gut-wrenching and masterful production features a talented ensemble from the creative team to award-winning musicians and cast members. We caught up with some of the key characters in the play to tell us more about their respective roles.
The character that you just saw is Petros. Not an old guy, but just middle age, and he's suffering from left stroke. As you can see, he's having that thingy. Yeah, he's a very religious guy. I think he's being indoctrinated by religion, and now that shows how religion affects today's family.
I play the character of Dora, the bereaved mother who lost her son in an unfair manner. So throughout the play, we see her going through this quest to find injustice for her son's death.
Mafrika, as a black activist, someone who always advocates for the black condition, he mobilizes the community there to take a stand against the injustice that has happened to this boy, and to help the mother of the boy find justice for her son.
And for some cast members, this body of work is about encouraging people to have a voice in society.
If you really believe that something is unjust, because it doesn't mean that just because we're living in democracy or freedom nation that everything that is done in the right manner. So if you feel that you have been violated in any way, fight for what you think is right. Right? The law changes every now and then. Even if the law says something is this way and you feel that there is a fight to fight, then go for it, especially for women, because we've been silenced for so long.
Volin Chabeleng, one of the show's musicians and percussionists, says it has been a blissful experience working on this production.
Like, we had fun creating the piece, and as a musicians, and you know, sometimes it's a challenge. It's so challenging to be a musician and play in a stage play like this, because sometimes we want to shine and enjoy the music, but in this case we were more into telling the story and setting the tone, playing the mood, and yeah, but we really enjoyed playing in this play.
This is what the director and writer of the play had to say about the cast that brought his vision from paper to life.
And this is an example of collaboration at the highest possible level. It's not me coming in as a director saying, this is how we're going to do this. You know, it's always propositions, questions, digging, willing to throw themselves into all these questions that I'm asking through responses, through performance responses, playing, and that sort of, so it was really an experiment in the truest sense of what that can be in the theater. So I brought them in because I knew that they would be willing to play, that they would be willing to jump, as deeply as is possible.
And through this production, Vice hopes to provide a more rounded theatrical experience that celebrates what it means to be an artist.
Outside of the painful part of the story, and connecting to that kind of suffering, the experience that we hope to provide is that of a celebration of the creative spirit, a celebration of the creative potential, that we want to engage a level of beauty as well, that when you see the play, it's not just the darkness that you see. There are moments of warmth, there'll be moments of laughter, there'll be lightness, there'll be color. It's an artistic experience, it's a creative dream, and therefore it's not just us trying to send people back into the darkness that we know they already carry. We're not trying to re-traumatize people.
For those that would like to have a taste of this thought-provoking theatre piece, the play is currently showing at the Market Theatre and will be staged until the 1st of May. For SABC News, I'm Ikgomotseng in Johannesburg.